How did Juicy J become financially free? Let's talk about that in this video. Juicy J, born Jordan Michael Houston III, is a legendary music artist from Memphis, Tennessee. Juicy J and his group 3 6 Mafia have influenced the rap game tremendously with a southern sound and can be heard by the artists he has influenced today. In this video, we will talk about how much he has made in music and, most importantly, investing. So talking about music, Juicy J has been in the music industry since the early 90s. Even then, he knew it would be important for him to own his royalties of himself and 3 6 Mafia. This is extremely important because now every time Juicy J or 3 6 Mafia is played, he gets paid directly. This decision will have served him well as he has made countless hits as himself, as a group, as a producer, and as a songwriter. For example, the hit song Hot Girl Summer by Megan Thee Stallion was produced and written by Juicy J. That's just one example of him getting massively paid just for behind the scenes work. Now, a lot of us know Juicy J as a music artist, but what is truly amazing is his investing career. When Juicy J first started investing, he started off with real estate. He has gone on record saying that he originally wanted to test the waters and bought a house for $80,000. He went on and sold it for $175,000, meaning he made about a $95,000 profit. Now, that was just his test, and after he saw those results, he only wanted to build up a portfolio of houses and land. Since then, he has bought many foreclosed homes and pieces of land. He recently mentioned how he bought an 8-acre plot of land and just built a house on it. This was just the start of his investing career. We have a lot more to cover. What you may not know is that Juicy J is an extremely experienced investor. He is well diversified in different industries that he has invested in. One of his biggest investments was in the water industry with the company Core Water. He became an early investor in the company before it was even valued at $100 million. This premium water brand sold in 2018 for over $500 million. Now, that is a 500% return, and like I mentioned, Juicy J was an early investor, which means he had a large percentage in the company. His investment with Core Water provided him an excellent return on investment. Juicy J has also got into the solar energy industry. I mentioned this in a previous financially free video. Juicy J and 2 Chainz together invested in the solar panel company Helogen, which was just recently merged in a $2 billion deal with Athena Technologies. Now, like I mentioned in that 2 Chainz financially free video, they most likely have a small percentage in this investment. However, a small percentage is a lot of money when we're talking about a $2 billion deal. Juicy J is also a known marijuana advocate, so it came to no surprise when he invested in the cannabis company Asterisks. For this investment, Juicy J received a high percentage and royalties on sales in exchange for becoming the face of the brand. This deal shows his financial literacy because he chose to have that royalty on sales, meaning he will get paid in the long term even if he sells his shares in the company. Other notable investments I wanted to include is that Juicy J has invested in both Robinhood and Epic Games. Now, he wasn't an early investor in these companies, but still has been able to acquire some owner's equity in the both of them. Both companies have seen massive success in their respective industries, so this just shows the diversity that Juicy J has with his investments. Of course, Juicy J has invested into the stock market. He has mentioned that he has always been involved, but when the stock market crashed in early 2020, he took advantage of that and cashed in on blue chip stocks like Apple and Netflix, which have since then seen a 100% return. Juicy J also has some safer investments like low risk government bonds, which is another way to balance his portfolio. So in summary, Juicy J is an extremely knowledgeable investor, and it shows with his well diversified portfolio. He is forward thinking with wanting to own his music royalties back in the 90s, which then was a hard task to pull off. He also made his money work for him with his investments in real estate, Core Water, solar energy, marijuana, and other large company investments. What can you take away from the businessman that is Juicy J? The takeaway is to be forward thinking with your money and understand the long-term game. He did this by owning his royalties for music and now owning royalties in the Asterisks cannabis company. He is playing the long-term game and wants to be paid for years to come. How can you apply long-term investments into your life. This brings me to the question, what is next for Juicy J? I think he will continue to release music himself and behind the scenes, like for production and songwriting. I know he will continue to develop his real estate portfolio as he is still building houses on new plots of land. From this video, I am 100% sure he will continue to invest in companies in many different industries. It shows that he has a true passion for investing, and I believe he will only grow his already well-off and diversified investment portfolio. Juicy J is a true businessman, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store for him. And this is how Juicy J became financially free. I hope you found this video informational. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as well as let me know who I should talk about next. The purpose of these videos are to inform you and provide successful takeaways that you can apply to your life. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.